Hello everyone and welcome to the Student Spotlight, your go-to podcast for meaningful conversation and deep insights on life of students studying abroad. I'm Pareen Shah and I'm excited to embark on this journey with you. We'll delve into the conversations that's sure to leave you thinking. So we'll be having an interesting conversation with Palak today, who came to study her undergrad in graphic design at Loughborough University after completing a 7-year diploma in arts parallel to her 10th and 12th. Despite thriving academically, she did not follow a conventional career path but chose to follow her passion for graphic design, and she got a scholarship too. She's the media rep at the Indian Society at Loughborough and also an editor at the Student Union's magazine. Let's get some creative insights into her journey so far.
So I was born and brought up in Gurgaon. I did my schooling over there till year 12 in an ISC school. So I've always studied in an ISC curriculum, Indian school. So and this was the first time I was exposed to the British method of studying. So I'm doing my undergrad from here at Loughborough, and I'm studying graphic design.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tell us more about your scores. How were you as a student, and any additional courses or internships you did while you were in India?
So I scored 98% in my 10th grade boards and 97 in my year 12. Apart from that, I also have a 7-year diploma in fine arts from this organization or institute called Bharatiya Kala Kendra from Lucknow. Apart from that, I've always been interested in design and art. Like since I was a kid, you would always find me painting or something. Like I was the design kid in my school, whether there was any design competitions or whether they were looking for a head of design for any event or something, I would be the one who would do all of those things. So apart from that, I did a few internships before coming to university. So I have interned in an architectural firm called Urbanica. It was sort of an online internship, and I helped them with their branding material and stationery for their client presentations and so on.
Okay, that's nice. So while you were at your school, you mentioned you had 98%.
Yeah.
What were your power subjects where you were good at?
So I was really good at psychology. I've always been interested in psychology. Apart from that, history, pol science. I mean, all of the grades were around the same.
Right. So what inclined you so much towards graphic?
I mean, as I said, I was always the art kid. For any event or anything, I would always take part in something creative. And I feel like that was my calling. I had always been passionate about it and I was good at it.
Okay.
And I felt like this could be a good potential career option for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there a sense of hesitation family-wise or in your mind that I should go for something more academic rather than going so creative?
In fact, on the contrary, my parents were the one who sort of pushed me to take this up, because after my 10th grade results, everyone was like, take science, like the normal norm in India, like why aren't you taking science? You scored well, just go do medicine or something. It's more practical. But my parents were the one who were like, no, you're actually good at this. You should focus on this and you can make a career out of yourself in this field.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's good to know. And at what point you made the decision or you knew that you were going to come to UK to study?
Around the end of my year 11. I was oscillating between a lot of countries. Even during the application process, I had applied to around 5 countries. Yeah, Singapore, Italy, Canada, UK, and India.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's a diverse
it was
choices.
a long process.
Right.
Yeah.
So you applied to all these universities?
Yeah.
So universities in all these countries?
Yeah.
Okay. And what made UK stand out?
I mean, I had heard really good feedback about the courses over here.
Okay.
So I had contacted a bunch of people who were studying here or who had graduated from all of these places, and I talked to them. And from whatever information I got, I felt like UK was the best fit for me.
Okay.
In terms of the course or the lifestyle.
Right. And how did you connect with them? Via LinkedIn or?
So a lot of them were some alumni of my school.
Okay.
And so some of them were like my dad's colleagues' children. So I'd contacted them as well. And then I used to go to this art institute, back at home. And from there also a lot of kids had gone to art university, so I'd contacted them as well.
Nice.
It was just a bunch of reaching out to random people and just being like, hey, help me out. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned 7-year diploma, which is quite a
Yeah.
long diploma. I think that's when you already had made up your mind
Yeah.
to go towards that. So in this diploma, what was there? What was covered?
So it was, as I said, it was a fine art diploma. So I learned a lot about basic skills. I explored a lot of mediums in fine arts, such as charcoal, oil painting, acrylics. I learned a lot about artists, and I researched a lot when it came to art history and movements and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Good. So now tell me about your application journey. In UK, what all universities did you apply to and where you got accepted or rejected?
Yeah. So I applied to 3 universities in UAL, which is University of Arts London. So in that I applied to Central St. Martin's, London College of Communication, and Camberwell.
Okay.
And apart from that, I'd applied to Kingston School of Art, Manchester Metropolitan, Loughborough University, and one more, Glasgow School of Art.
Okay.
So I got accepted into all other than Kingston School of Art.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sure you would have done enough research,
Yeah.
which I can gauge through your whole journey that you mentioned. So why Loughborough?
I mean, in a lot of rankings, the university came second for its graphic design course, and I heard a lot of positive feedback about the university itself. So, as I said, I had contacted a lot of people before coming, and one of my dad's colleagues' son had graduated from Loughborough recently, and he had a pretty positive experience with the university so far, and the entire quality of life with the campus and everything, and the safety of living in a town like Loughborough.
Right.
Yeah, it's a very wholesome town, like small.
Yeah. Quite cozy.
Yeah.
Quite green.
Yeah.
Nice. Like you also mentioned, you got accepted with University of Arts London.
Yeah.
It's 3 of its colleges.
Yeah.
Any reason you did not want to go to them?
So with Central St. Martin's and Camberwell, it was a 4-year course,
Okay.
which was obviously a big hesitation. Like, why would I want to study for another year when I can just finish my undergrad in 3 years other than 4? And again, with London as a city, firstly, it was expensive. And secondly, it was a bit unsafe for my parents. Like, they were also a bit hesitant in sending me to study in London.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not too far from London where you are
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So tell me about your cost of living here. How much do you spend every month? How much is your accommodation?
So my accommodation is roughly around £8,000. So I live in a self-catered hall. So I cook for myself every day. And on an average, I would spend about anywhere between 250 to £300 a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's pretty reasonable, I mean,
Right.
in comparison.
No,
Yeah.
great. Do you have any plans to intern or any plans for the future that which area of graphics you would want to focus on more?
So as of now, I'm kind of confused between 2 main areas where I could potentially build a career, either in the creative industry for advertisement companies, basically the creative part, the entire strategizing and design thinking and stuff like that, either that or UI UX design, because with UI UX design, it's a pretty blooming career.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty blooming field. Yeah.
Right. Do you see AI threatening the creative space you are in?
I don't think so. In my opinion, I feel like AI is just another tool which we would use to make our work easier.
Okay.
Obviously, some jobs would go,
Right.
like some basic mediocre jobs, but the top levels will still stay because you still need that human touch when it comes to design
Right.
and like that problem-solving aspect of it.
Right. Do you have any elements of AI introduced so far in your course?
Not as of now, but I feel like in my second year we would further delve deep into AI
Okay.
and how we can use it to make our work better.
Right.
Yeah.
So what all have you studied so far, like in your year 1?
So I have studied packaging design, typography, photography, screen printing, advertisement. We also had a very open brief wherein I made an installation. They have taught us various softwares that we need for designing, such as like the entire Adobe suite. Right now, I have a module on branding.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty diverse. Like, It's
Right.
a pretty
So you have
Yeah.
they're giving a lot of things, and then do you have electives in year 1 as well?
No, we have electives in year 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many compulsory and how many electives?
So we have one elective, like we can choose one of the modules, and then so each year we have around 8 modules, And so it's divided 4 modules per semester. So in semester 2, in the second semester of my second year, I'll have electives.
Okay, and third, I'm assuming that
Is my dissertation.
The whole year is dissertation.
Yeah.
No, third year.
Yeah.
Is the whole year is dissertation?
Yeah, I think half of the year is dissertation and the first is a research project or something.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm sure that once you're in year 2, that's when they'll ask you to go in which direction you want to.
Yeah. Then we can specialize, and the third year is for specialization.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tell me about your classroom size and study pattern. How many hours are you engaged with lectures?
For my course specifically, it's a very hands-on course. Like more than the time I spend in classes, I need to work on my own for my briefs and projects. So we have lectures wherein the entire 140 students will sit in a lecture room and a lecture will be there. Then we have our seminars, which is a little bit smaller than lectures. And then we have our studio sessions wherein we have time to work in our studios and we have those equipments that we can work with. And we have our group tutorials wherein we get feedback from our peers and our tutors.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your classroom strength?
140 students.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have seminars?
Yeah.
How many times a week?
Once a week. Yeah. As I said, it's a very hands-on
Right.
course.
Okay.
So a lot of time is spent working on your own as compared to being in a classroom and studying.
What's the diversity in your class like? How many Indians do you have?
So we don't have as many Indians, but we have a lot of Asians.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of students from other European countries as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have British as well?
Yeah.
Which, as a part of
Yeah.
the mix? Okay, nice.
It's a very mixed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Are you involved in any SU related activity?
Yeah, so I'm the media representative for the Indian Society at Loughborough University
Okay.
for the upcoming year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you not started your role yet?
I have. So I was in the subcommittee also for
Okay.
my first year, and my second year
Okay.
I would take in charge.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what do you do as a part of your role?
So I basically handle the social media page for the Indian Society at Loughborough.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's just the Instagram, or you have other?
Yeah, just Instagram, and then I help out with the other events that the organization hosts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Apart from that, I also volunteer as an editorial designer for
Okay.
LSU Media. So we
Okay.
have a magazine called The Label. So I volunteer to design magazine articles.
That's
Yeah.
nice. So if you had to go back in time and
Yeah.
change anything at all, what would you? Right? Say if you went to go back 2 years or 3 years or 1 year, what would you want to change?
Honestly, I feel like I would have wanted to be more active in university, take part in more societies or events, and make the best out of my first year. Because honestly, this is the only year where we would have so much time for ourselves. With your second year, you would be busy with the entire placements and looking for jobs and stuff, and in your third year again.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So where were you occupied all year one? Were you working part-time?
No, I wasn't, but I wanted to focus on simply just adjusting to university life. You're
Yes.
living on your own for the first time. I did do a few extracurriculars. So for example, right now also I'm doing this internship via Practera, this industry-based project. But I feel like I could have just done way more. Again, there's no end
Correct.
to wanting to do more.
Does participating in the SU activities and the societies help building
Yeah.
yourself up as well?
Yeah.
In what way?
I mean, firstly, you get to meet a lot of people. You get interact with a lot of diverse minds, which honestly helps you grow as a person. Plus, yeah, I feel like it, and you learn a lot of things that you wouldn't learn in a classroom when you're taking part in all of these things. You meet with a lot of challenges. You learn how to overcome those challenges. A lot of time management also goes in because you're balancing your coursework with other extracurriculars that you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice, great. Any advice you would want to give to students who are applying for graphics or
Yeah.
who are applying to UK in general for creative courses?
Yeah. Honestly, what I would suggest is just focus on your portfolio, because that's what's going to matter at the end of the day. Anyone who, whether it's applying to a university or looking for a job in any creative field, they're just going to look at your portfolio and your personality. Do as many extracurriculars as you can. Volunteer for stuff. Just go out there. Put yourself out there.
What helped you crack UAL and Loughborough? top institutes, right?
Yeah.
Was it? I'm sure you're very
Yeah.
heavy on your scores.
Yeah.
But what else did you blend along to get you in?
So I also went to this tutor. So it was sort of like an online thing with this guy in Ahmedabad. So he was a UAL graduate itself.
Okay.
I did like 5 projects with him.
Wow.
And throughout those projects, what he would do is we would simply sit on a Gmeet call, Google Meet call, and he would just talk to me for 15 minutes, asking me why I did what I did. He would just, like a university professor, he isn't helping me with anything technical. He's just asking me questions.
Okay.
And further pushing me. He would just be like, no, think more.
Right.
And that push that I got from him honestly really helped me make a
Right.
really strong
So
portfolio.
so you were making a portfolio
Yeah.
with his guidance.
Yeah, I did like 5 projects with him, and
Okay.
then the rest I did on my own.
Can you give us the names or what projects were you doing?
So it was like art projects.
Okay.
So whether it was like I made 2-3 sculptures. I made 2 sculptures with him, an oil painting which is about 5 feet. Then I also made a packaging design with his guidance. And I feel like he really pushed me to
Okay.
think more
Right.
and really grow as a designer.
And how did you find out
Yeah.
about this
Sorry?
route? How did you find out about this?
So
person?
basically on the UAL website, they had this consulting agency
Okay.
that would help students with their application process.
Wow, okay, so
Completely free of cost.
Right.
Yeah, you know how you spend a lot of money with counselors and
Correct.
just going to these people. Just go on the university website. They have
have
more
all
than
the
enough.
information.
Yeah,
Right.
they have all the information in there.
Nice.
And from there, this lady I was working with, she had suggested him because she had also helped him with his entire application process and
Right.
everything.
Right.
And that's how I got in touch with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Good piece of
Yeah.
information. All right, Palak, thank you very much.
Thank
That was
you.
quite insightful. And all students applying for graphics or creative, Loughborough is amazing place. That's what we have a first-hand endorsement. So I hope this episode was insightful. Thank you very much for listening to it. Thank you for listening to the Student Spotlight. We hope you found today's discussion valuable. If you liked what you heard, be sure to subscribe and share it with your friends. We'll be back soon with some more stories and insights. Until then, continue learning and growing. See you in the next episode.